The best is yet to come. These are the words I emphasized during my presentation last January 26, 2015, as one of the candidates for the August position, which I now hold. I am now bound to fulfill them, no matter what barriers and challenges would lie ahead. My journey to the BU presidency is indeed replete with detours and challenges in life. Growing up as a kid in Ligao City, I was exposed to hardships and challenges that have made me dream big. These hardships and challenges have also shaped the way I view life and nurtured the values I hold dear. I must admit that poverty served as my major motivator to study harder from elementary to college. With nothing to inherit from my parents, they instill on us, their children, the transformational effect of education. They would always remind us that education will lift ourselves out of poverty and enable us to reach our goals and aspirations. I have both my parents to thank for their determination and for bringing me up to be brave, strong, responsible, hardworking, and to dream big. I must also confess that I never wanted to enroll in agriculture, as I dreamed of becoming either a chemical engineer or a lawyer. Had I not accepted the scholarship grant from COCOFED to take up agriculture, I would not be here standing in front of you as president of the premier university in the Bicol region, our very own Bicol University. I never really wanted to teach, nor to be a part of the academy, for my training was on research and development, community development, and consultancy work. I had offers to teach in Camarines Sur State Agricultural College, at UPLB, and at the University of Eastern Philippines in Catarman. But I politely declined because I thought university work was not cut for me. But in October 1993, fresh from my PhD study, I found myself in Bicol University as a faculty of the graduate school. On my first day of service as the 8th president of Bicol University, I told those who attended the turnover ceremony that when I came to BU in 22 years ago, I had only a simple plan, that is to teach and to use my vacant time to farm. But as fate would have it, I never got to farm, as I was given jobs that would prepare me for this major assignment and responsibility as the 8th president of Bicol University. A number of special people paved the way towards where I am right now. And I'd like to take this opportunity to personally thank them. My training for the BU presidency started in 1995 when Dr. Lilia Corporal Sena, the 4th BU president, designated me as University Planning Officer, then Assistant to the President for Planning and Development. I cannot thank her enough for giving an unknown faculty member like me the brain and the trust to help her administration chart the direction of Bicol University during the time. I do not know what she saw in me, but Dr. Sena would always tell me then to think, act, and talk like a BU president. The greatest challenge, perhaps, came when Dr. Susan Cabredo became the 6th BU president in 2003. I was already happy with my routine then of teaching and from time to time doing consulting work when Dr. Cabredo all of a sudden asked me to be the dean of the graduate school. At first, I had to decline, but Dr. Cabredo was so persistent that I eventually accepted the offer. That was my first administrative position, where I learned the ropes of management and to roll with a punch, as she would always remind me. Dr. Cabredo's parting words for me on her last day as BU President was this: Noli, I want to see you in this table after Faye. Thank you, Madam. Aside from our opposing ideas and being my former student in the graduate school, I was keen on accepting an admin position from Dr. Faye Lauraya when she became the BU president in 2007. But she offered me a position that is very close to my heart as director of the BU Research and Development Center. Although it meant a demotion of sorts, as I was already the dean of the BU Graduate School at the time. But because of my love for research, I accepted the job. There I felt a strong call to the presidency, and the rest is history. I thank Dr. Lauraya for knowing and consequently tapping my strengths and for recognizing my leadership potential. Thank you, Dr. Faye. During my early years in the university, I was known to many as the son-in-law of Dr. Graciano Paniaga. I emphasize the word the son of Dr. Graciano Paniaga. That tag sort of challenged me to do my best for Bicol University. My father-in-law is the person who convinced me to join the Bicol University and who continually pushed me to aspire for the highest position in the university. His words would still reverberate to me, Noli, mapirong na sana ako, no arin pa. I am forever grateful to him, not only for entrusting his daughter to me, but for bringing me to Bicol University. I may not have become the person that I am today, if not to the many people I met along the way. I am particularly indebted to my former mentor, Mr. Bong Bolo, the person behind Masagana 99 program of the Department of Agriculture, for developing my potential. And of course, to Dr. Fe Liza, former regional director of the Department of Agriculture, for supporting my professional development and for giving me a chance to pursue a career outside the Department of Agriculture. I owe my wife, but I'm surprised me. I didn't show my wife my speech for this occasion. I owe my wife, Dr. Jane, and my kids, Jet and Anna, so much for what I had achieved in Bicol University as a professor, researcher, and administrator. I thank my wife for the love and care, support, companionship, and understanding of my inadequacies as a husband, without which I may not be able to occupy this position. I am also blessed with two loving, supportive, and understanding kids who unselfishly allowed me to spend time for BU, what is due them. Their enduring support and understanding enabled me to overcome the many hurdles I met on my journey to the BU presidency. Bicol University was created by virtue of RA 5521 that was enacted on June 21, 1969. On that day, we were given the mandate to give professional and technical training and provide advanced and specialized instruction in literature, philosophy, the science, and the arts, besides providing for the promotion of scientific and technological researches. In just 3 days from now, we will exactly be 46 years, or by 2019, BU will celebrate its 50th founding anniversary, certainly a milestone in the history of education in the region and in the heart of every Bicolano and every Filipino who has been a part of it. For more than 4 decades now, our beloved Bicol University has undergone innumerable commendable transformations to become a highly reputable university as envisioned by its venerable founders. Evolving out of 6 reputable educational institutions during the time, Bicol University now stands as the premier university in the Bicol region and one of the 22 leading higher education institutions in the country, offering a total of 118 courses, which is a fruition of its founders' dream. Much credit goes to my predecessors, the previous university presidents and leaders, who did a splendid work in making Bicol University a robust academic institution that it is today, amidst various changes and challenges through the years. With them at the helm, we collectively pursued the vision of turning Bicol University into a university of excellence, serving the region and the country through our productive scholarship. Their legacy puts this administration, my administration, in a good position to sustain these gains and pursue new programs in order for BU to realize its vision and reach its manifest destiny as one of the leading universities in the Asia-Pacific region, if not the world. Together, friends, we will make BU a world-class university, producing leaders and change agents for social transformation and development. Looking at schools like Harvard University or even the University of the Philippines as benchmark for a world-class university, we admit with humility that we are yet to become one. But with optimism and faith, we are resolute in becoming a world-class university because, after all, nothing and nobody is preventing us from becoming one. If only We all collaborate and focus on this direction today and henceforth. Let the boldness of this dream create the synergy that will act as a rudder towards rivaling the best in the country, if not in the ASEAN region. When I was preparing my papers for the DU presidency, I came across valuable documents that spell out the characteristics of a world-class university, documents that serve as precursors to my vision for Bicol University. These documents compellingly state that a world-class university has the following characteristics. First, highly qualified faculty members that will redound to quality teaching that is at par with globally recognized schools. Second, excellence in research towards becoming the research university we want to be. Third, high levels of government and non-government sources of funding to augment the resources provided by the government, knowing that building a world-class university entails a huge budgetary requirement and that we therefore have to think of more innovative and creative ways to fund our projects and activities. Fourth, international and highly talented students, since in terms of the world ranking of universities, we need to have at least 20% of our students coming from other countries, not to mention that at least 20% of our faculty should be international. Fifth, academic freedom in its real sense, not the type where freedom is averred to the sacrifice of the freedoms of other stakeholders. Sixth, well-defined autonomous governance structures that empowers middle managers to maximize resources towards the achievement of quality education in every college or campus. And finally, the last but not the least, well-equipped facilities for teaching, research, administration, and student life. This is one of the areas we have to seriously work on. We have to give what is due our students and faculty members in terms of facilities. If we want to produce quality graduates, we have to invest on facilities. If we want our faculty members to do research, and if we want them to become competent teachers, we have to provide the necessary environment, because in doing so, we can also demand quality performance from our faculty members and students. Becoming a world-class university goes beyond the tangibles. Foremost, it means a shift of thinking, acting, and valuing amongst all of us in Bicol University. At its core is a crucial change of heart, an embodiment of a paradigm shift that will beckon attention, respect, and recognition from the best institutions in the country and the world over. Becoming world-class, I should emphasize, should not only be reflected in terms of physical indicators like modern facilities and infrastructures, but also in our values and attitudes which determine our behaviors. Definitely, there is a strong need to clarify our values and emphasize favorable attitude to reinforce the good ones through examples, and most importantly, to live by the time-honored values manifested in the 4 pillars of Bicol University, namely scholarship, leadership, service, and character, and the other classic values such as integrity, discipline, respect, justice, and above all, love of country. In the premises of the university, classrooms, offices, laboratories, and yes, even restrooms and beyond, let us all reverberate admirable values and attitude through actions, not on occasions, not only during accreditation and ISO audit, but every day. Being world-class means that faculty members, staff, and students should embrace a change in outlook and value orientation. For the faculty members, this change should be seen in how classes are conducted, perhaps using various relevant strategies and all other possible avenues in order to enhance the learning outcomes. Also, this should be seen in proactive engagement in research and extension with the end view of generating knowledge in order to advance the frontier of science and discipline and serve the community. For the non-teaching staff, this change should be seen in every service delivered to the multitude of clients. Service which does not favor or discriminate anyone. Service which does not primarily serve the interest of the staff or of a few only, but rather which promotes the welfare of the majority, if not all. For the students, this change should be seen in the study habits, in the use of school facilities, including the restrooms, in various learning experiences, in dealing with other students, as well as faculty and staff, and in carrying themselves beyond the campus. Let us remember that both the graduates and the students serve as our ambassador to the world, and they are a walking and living advertisement of the university. What students have become, their thoughts, their words, and their deeds all reflect the kind of learning they imbibe from Bicol University. Clearly, unless there's a change of heart, a change of the intangibles, then can we expect a change in the tangibles. Unless there's a change in the institutional side, then can we expect a change in institutional frame. As Bicol University is ever firm in producing not only productive citizens of the country, but also of globally competitive professionals, leaders and change agents who will contribute to social transformation and development. All of us, officials, faculty, students, and personnel of Bicol University need to be leaders and change agents in our respective turf, in our given roles, in the simple tasks or assignments given us, not in the future, but now. Truly, all of us in Bicol University must embrace a world-class university way of life, not in the future, but now. Indeed, friends, becoming a world-class university is not without demands and difficulties. With such a perturbed and challenging academic journey, we, the officials and staff, the faculty and students, must form a synergy, each contributing steadfast commitment, unwavering hard work, unfaltering cooperation, untiring persistence, and faith in ourselves that we can achieve our vision of becoming a world-class university, bound by a common vision and further strengthened by this synergy. We can then work on improving our services, facilities and equipment, the quality of teachers and students, and the governance structure in order to be at par with internationally recognized universities. To realize our vision of becoming a world-class university, we have to work together in unity. We have to constantly innovate, sustain the leadership for transformation and distinctive excellence, and re-engineer and develop programs in order to address emerging challenges and opportunities in the face of globalization and ASEAN integration, K-12 program, higher education reforms, and other emerging concerns which will affect education and development. It is my great honor to lead Bicol University to a journey that will take us where we want to be. A journey that will build on the gains of past administrations and where we can exploit the opportunities for breaking new grounds to achieve our higher goals. In the next 4 years, my friends, with God's blessing and with support from the BU community, we shall carry out strategic plans of actions that will pave the way towards the realization of our shared vision of becoming a world-class university producing leaders and change agents for social transformation and development. And these plans of actions will revolve around key 6 strategic areas. Namely, first, promoting a responsive and efficient academic governance. Second, enhancing the resource endowment of the university. Third, offering market-driven and relevant academic programs. Fourth, strengthening the foundation for research, development, and extension. Fifth, developing a critical mass of top students and outstanding faculty members. And the last but not the least, upgrading and modernizing our physical and infrastructure facilities. The road ahead to our journey towards a world-class university is replete with daunting barriers and huge expectations of what Bicol University must become in the future. But the road to greatness starts with a single step. And I am honored to steer Bicol University in this journey that will take us to where we want to be. My strong faith in God Almighty makes me believe that God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He will make ways we cannot see. He will make a way for us to reach our vision. Though I and all of you, standing witness to this ceremony, may not see the full fruition of our vision in this generation or in the next, or even in the generation after next, I believe that Bicol University will exceed its yesteryear's best. I believe that Bicol University is destined to realize its potentials as a highly reputable academic institution beyond the confines of our country. As a mindful architect of this university destined to shape its future starting today, I am confident that if we all work together, there will be no reason for us not to achieve our vision. I therefore encourage you all to join hands as we take this journey, and let us keep our focus on where we want to be. A great future lies ahead of us. Truly, the best is yet to come. And before I end my speech, I express my heartfelt thanks to our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Helen Yanresas, to our two VPs, and to all the decent directors for making this affair a success. I could not ask for more. Thank you, and a pleasant afternoon to one and all.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and